Hi, and welcome back to the mat with me. I'm Kira, and I'm going to be guiding you through a quick Pilates workout. We're going to be focusing on lower body and more specifically our glute medius, which is going to be the outside of your glutes. We are going to be using a band today. You can do any of these movements without the band if you choose to. Modify as you need to, as always. This is your practice, and I am here to offer suggestions. You get to move in a way that feels best for you. If you don't have bands and you want to come back to this practice later with bands, I have linked the bands that I have in the description for you. I've also linked a playlist in the description if you want to listen to some music while we move through the practice. And we're going to get started. So we are going to start lying on our back. We're just going to take a nice little stretch into the outside of that glute there. So you can just put your band beside you. So slowly lowering down onto your back. You can have your knees bent, soles of the feet grounded. Maybe take the feet a little bit wider. You can toe heel them out nice and wide, maybe mat width. Arms are going to come into a cactus shape. You might even have the eyes closed as you just start to tune into the breath and the body. Let's take a nice big inhale. And on your exhale, drop the knees over to the left. Inhale, draw them back into center. And then on your exhale, drop the knees over to the right. So taking a nice slow windshield wipe with the breath. Inhale, drop back to center. And again, over to the left. Inhale, back to center. And over to the right. Let's do one more each side. Inhale, drawing back. And exhale, just let the knees drop. Let the body soften. Let space open up. Draw the knees back to center. And then dropping them over to the right one more time. Draw the knees back into center. You can toe heel the feet in so they're hip distance apart. We're going to take our right ankle to our left thigh. Now you might stay here and press your right hand into your thigh, opening up the hip like that. Maybe that's enough for you today. Beautiful. Option to lift up the legs and reach through as if you're threading a needle, interlacing the hands behind that left thigh or to the top of the left shin, whatever feels best. And you can stay here or maybe even start to hug the knees in towards the chest. As you do this, you might be able to find a gentle push of that right elbow into the right leg, and then just breathe into creating space here. Breathe into any tension you might notice, letting some of it go. And then very gently drop that left foot down. Bring your right foot to the mat and coming into the other side. Take your left ankle to your right thigh. Knee and hip can open. Again, you might stay here, press left hand into thigh, or lift up the legs, reach through, and then maybe gently drawing the legs in closer towards the body. Eyes can still be closed. Breath can still be long. Beautiful. Very gently drop that right foot down. Bring your left foot down as well. We can go ahead and sit up. You're going to grab your band. Now, again, you can do this without the band. I have a light band today. You can do light, medium, heavy. You choose. We're bringing the band above the knees, maybe about 3 finger widths above the kneecaps. You're going to drop down onto your left side body, facing whatever way. Maybe me. Maybe you need to face the screen. You're going to come all the way down onto your left bicep. You're going to pull your knees forward so the shins are parallel to the side of the mat that you're facing. You might have your right hand just in front of you, or you can even bring it to the top of the right hip. So we're going to start with a broken clamshell today. On your exhale, you're going to lift that right leg up off the left. Both ankle and knee are going to come off. So inhale, you're going to lower it down. And exhale, you're going to be lifting it up. So we want to make sure the head is on the bicep and not in the hand because we want to keep a nice neutral spine, neutral neck. And we just want to gaze forward rather than gazing down to look at your legs or your feet. You're going to lift up and you're going to lower down. We want to make sure that right ankle stays in line with the right knee. We don't want to pick up that foot a little bit more than the knee. Lower down and you're going to lift it up, making sure that top hip doesn't roll back when we lift the leg. Let's go for 4 more. Let's go for 3, 2, and on 1, you're going to lift and you're going to hold. Hold it here. You're going to find a little pulse up towards the ceiling. Little pulse, little lift. So it's about an inch that we're moving. It's a very subtle movement. Ankle, knee, and hip can all be in line except for when you pulse it up a little bit higher. Let's go for 8. Let's go for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold it here. That right foot can be flexed. On your inhale, you're going to push that foot towards the bottom of the mat, like you're pushing down into the earth, lengthening out the leg. Ankle, knee, and hip can all be in one line. On your exhale, you're going to draw that knee back in to hover over top of the left. So inhale to lengthen. Exhale to drop back in. Navel's gently drawing in, core body strong. Extend and bend. Beautiful. Push and hug. Let's go for 4. Draw back. 3. Last 2. And on 1, push and you're going to hold. You're going to point the toes. You're going to pull that leg forward just a little bit so it's pointing towards the corner of the mat. You're going to pulse that leg up. Little pulse, little pulse. It's up an inch for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it here. You're going to draw little circles nice and slowly with that right foot. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Circle other way, nice and slowly. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. You're going to draw that knee back in. You're going to drop that right leg down. Little love punch to the glute. Amazing. We're going to lift ourselves up into a tabletop position. And we're just going to slide the band underneath our left knee so that it's glued in between the mat and the knee so that it doesn't slide too much. You're going to drop down onto your left forearm. You're going to keep a slight micro bend in that right elbow. Now, being mindful, we're not dumping the weight into our upper body here. Finding a nice lift through the shoulders. Top of the head reaches forward. We don't want to tuck the chin into the chest too much. And then on your exhale, you're going to open up that right leg like you're a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. So inhale, we lower. And exhale, we lift. Beautiful. Lower down to hover. And exhale to lift. So we're going to go for 8. Now feel free to ditch the band at any moment if that feels best in your body. Last 6. Keeping knee in line with the hip when we open it up, if that's available to you. Lift. Let's go for 3. Let's go for 2. On 1, you're going to hold it here, Find a little pulse up, pulse. Little pulse, go for 8. It's up an inch. Last 6, last 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it here. On your inhale, you're going to push that leg back just like we did in our clamshell. On your exhale, you're going to draw your knee in towards the tricep, little crunch in the core body. So inhale, you push back. Exhale, you hug in, making sure we're lifting through those shoulders. Navel's drawing in. Top of the head reaches forward. Push back and hug it in. Let's go for 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, hug it in. Fire hydrant. Find a little pulse up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that knee down. You can take the hips to the heels. Bow to rest for a moment. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Beautiful. We're not done with that right side yet. We've got one more little series. We're going to come up to stand. And again, making sure that band is around the thighs. So you might want to adjust that again. We're going to come into a curtsy squat. So right foot is forward. You can turn the foot on a little bit of an angle so the toes are facing that top right corner. Left foot is going to cross back. Those toes are facing that top left corner. Now we want to pop that left heel. We want to make sure our hips are nice and square to the front of the mat. Now, of course, you can adjust this as you need to. Weight is going to be mostly in that right foot, right heel. On your inhale, we're going to bend down. On your exhale, drive up. So we lower and we lift. Beautiful, really driving through that right foot, right heel. Inhale to sit. Exhale to stand. Let's go for 5 more. For 4. For 3. For 2. For 1, you're going to sit low, you're going to hold, and you're going to pulse. Make sure the weight is in that right foot, right heel. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to hold it here. Weights in that right foot. On the way up, you're going to tap your left toes out, and then you're going to cross back. Tap out and cross back. Let's go for 6 more. Drive through that right heel. We're light on those left toes. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Get low, you hold, you pulse. Go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up to stand. Shake it out. So coming down onto our right side body, head is going to go on the bicep. Knees are going to pull forward. They're in line with the hips. Ankles are in line with the knees. Shins are parallel to the side of the mat that you're facing. Hand can come in front of you. Maybe it comes to the top of the hip to help it from rolling up and back too much. So take a breath in. On your exhale, you're going to lift that left leg up. Both ankle and knee are going to come off broken clamshell. Lower down, inhale. You're going to lift on the exhale and lower on the inhale. So we want to move with control, not momentum. You really want to feel into the side of that left glute. And this side might feel a little different to the first side. That's okay. However you need to move or modify. Beautiful. And it also might feel different because that right side might be a little tired. Let's go here for 8. Listen to the body, honor the body. Navel's gently drawing in. Last 5. Make sure that top hip's not rolling back. Last 4. Last 3. 2. On 1, you're going to hold the hover, find the pulse, little pulse up. It's up an inch, small movement, subtle movement. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the hover. So ankle, knee, and hip can all be in one line. Left foot is flexed, inhale, push the foot towards the bottom of the mat. Exhale, draw it back into hover. Push back, hug it in. Push it down, draw it in. You got it. Let's go for 5. Still gazing forward, not down at the leg. You've got 3, 2. On 1, you're going to hold it there, hold it long. Point the toes, pull them forward just a little bit so that they're pointing to that corner that you could see if you looked down. You're going to pulse up. Little pulse, it's up an inch. Ankle and knee are still at hip height. Other than when you lift it, go for 6, go for 5, last 4, 3, 2, hold it here. We're going to take some slow circles in one direction, nice and small. Nice and small. You've got 4. You've got 3. Last 2. Last 1. Other way. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Draw that leg in, drop it down. Little love punch to the glute if you need it or want it. It feels so good. We're going to lift up into a tabletop position. When you come into your table, you're just going to scoop that band underneath the right knee so that it's glued between the mat and the knee. We're going to drop down onto that right forearm. Slight micro bend in that left elbow. Now we want to make sure we're not dumping completely into that right side. Weight is evenly placed. And we want to find that lift through the shoulders. Chin draws away from the chest on your exhale. You're going to open up that left leg like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Inhale, you're going to lower it down, knee hovers. So on the exhale, we lift. On the inhale, we lower. Open and close. You got it. Exhale and inhale. Now we want to make sure we're not turning the torso to the left too much. Ribs are tucking under. Torso faces the mat. Let's go for 4 more. We lift and drop. Last 3. We lift and lower. Last 2. Lift and lower. On 1, you're going to lift, you're going to hold, you're going to find a little pulse. It's up an inch. Lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it here. Inhale, push the leg back, lengthen it out. Exhale, take the knee towards the tricep, little crunch in the core. Keep that leg lifted, high knee, hip open, push back. Hug in. Inhale. Exhale, you got it. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1, bend the knee. Knee is in line with the hip. Fire hydrant pulse, lift up. Little pulse here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knee. Untuck the toes. Take the hips to heels. Bow to rest for a moment. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Hang heavy. We've got 1 more exercise on that left side, so come to stand. You're going to adjust your band if you need to. And then we're coming into that curtsy squat. So we're going to have our left foot forward. Toes are going to face on an angle to maybe that top left corner. Right foot crosses back, toes on a little bit of an angle towards that top right corner. Make sure the hips are square to the front of your mat. Of course, adjust the legs as you need to. Make sure the weight is placed in that left foot, left heel. On your inhale, you're going to bend into the knees, lower down. Hands can come in front of the chest. On your exhale, hands drop alongside the body, push through. Inhale, sit. Exhale, drive through the heel. So we lower and we lift. Beautiful. Lower and lift. Really rooted down in all 4 corners of that left foot, but really driving through the heel. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, we're going to lower back down. Hold it here. Weights in that left foot, pulse down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it here. On the way up, we're going to tap those right toes out, and then we're going to cross back. So staying light on those right toes, driving through that left heel on the way up. Tap. Inhale, cross. Exhale, lift, tap. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Cross back and hold. Pulse it down. Last time. 8. Weights in that left foot. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Stand up. Shake it out. Shake it off. We can remove the band. Come to stand at the top of your mat. On your inhale, reach the arms up, stand tall. On your exhale, hinge and fold. Hang heavy over top of the thighs. Big bend in the knees. Grab opposite elbows. Take a little ragdoll. Sway from one side to the other. Maybe shake your head yes. Maybe shake your head no. Ground down the hands. Step the feet back, find a down dog. Walk the dog out a little bit, bend into one knee, bend into the other. Bring your toes to touch. Inhale, lift up your right leg. On your exhale, take your right knee behind your right wrist, ankle behind your left wrist, lowering down into a pigeon shape. Now, if this does not serve your body, come onto your back and take the figure 4 that we did at the beginning of the practice. Otherwise, making sure your hips are even, so we don't want to dump into that right seat bone. Tall spine, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, maybe you can start to hinge and fold. You might bring your forearms down to the mat. If not, that's okay. You can stay in an upright position as well if that feels better in the body. You might even be able to release your forehead to stack fists and then find that deeper breath. Soften into the body. Give yourself permission to slow down, to reconnect, and to release any tension that you might be feeling holding on to. This is going to help us build healthy strength in the body. Very gently rising back up onto the palms. If you're on your back, you can just switch to the other side. If you were in full pigeon, you're going to tuck those back toes, lift the back knee, take that right foot back to meet the left. You might even take a little walk of the dog again, bending into one knee and the other, just noticing if there's a difference in the sides. Bring your toes to touch. Inhale, lift up your left leg. And on your exhale, take your left knee behind the left wrist, ankle behind the right, lowering down into that pigeon. Again, hips are even, spine is long, and if and when you're ready, slowly start to hinge and fold. You can drop down onto forearms, onto fists, forehead to top of the hands as they stack underneath the face, whatever feels best for you. But right away, finding that breath that's going to allow you to soften, to let go, to drop in a little deeper. An invitation to just be in the body, of the body, with the body for a moment. Out of the mind. With the sensation that's present. With allowing yourself to release. Very gently lifting back up onto the palms. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, take that left foot back to meet the right, hinging at the hips. We're going to drop down to the knees. You can just sit on the heels. If you were on your back, you can just rock up to a seated position. Thank you so much for moving with me today. It is always my honor to guide you, to move you through these practices. So thank you for joining me. If you enjoy these classes, I have many more on my channel, and a like, a comment, a share, a follow, a subscribe would be so supportive so I can continue making these for you and everyone else. I cannot wait to see you on the mat again soon. Have a beautiful day.